Last night, the Padres snapped the slide. A nice 2-1 win over the Cincinnati Reds. Game 2 of the series is coming up next.
Lifted up over the middle of the plate, and Justin Upton makes him pay. Two-run home run.
Justin Upton's home run, the difference in the game last night as the Padres took the first of 3 against the Cincinnati Reds. Tonight, the second game of the series, Colin Ray will make his MLB debut. Welcome to Petco Park, and welcome to the Deep Eddy Vodka Hideaway. We're down the left field line with Mark Grant. I'm Jesse Agler. Boy, that was a lot of fun last night. Justin Upton continuing to supply some fireworks here at home.
Yeah, very key last night, winning that first game. But Justin Upton, he's always in scoring position when he's at the plate, and the threat that he poses to the opposition is huge. Big key, get on for him. 2-run, 3-run shot. Big positive for the Padres to get an early lead.
Justin Upton, the story last night. This evening, it's got to be Colin Ray, 25-year-old, making his big league debut.
Well, he's got to be nervous, but the one thing about Colin Ray is that I think he's ready to go. He put up good numbers in the minor leagues. Collectively, AA and AAA, a 1.95 ERA. In his repertoire, he's got the fastball, a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. And he's a strike thrower also. In 100-plus innings, only 23 walks, so he keeps the ball in the ballpark. And the strikeouts, about 80 strikeouts in 100-plus innings. So I'm looking for good things from Colin Ray. Got some good reports on the youngster.
Colin Ray warming up and getting ready to go, making his first big league start here tonight against the Cincinnati Reds. We got plenty more to come tonight, including his big league debut. And when we come back, more on the kid from Iowa. Chris Budden catches us up on who Colin Ray is and what he brings to the table. Baseball brought to you by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Have you tried great tasting 5-Hour Energy lately? By Petco, what we feed them matters. By Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today and see how much you could save.
and by SeaWorld. Discover the wonder of the sea.
Welcome back. You will not be able to miss the Colin Ray cheering section. There they are, about 70 family and friends here to see him in his major league debut. Colin Ray. Sean Kelly's got some words for advice.
Family.
Hey, yeah. You remember your debut?
Look for the toad in the bullpen. There's another one that's shorter. You got to get a higher camera angle.
Okay, we'll get it. We'll get it. This is about Colin Ray, though, making his debut today. He found out Saturday night he was scratched from the lineup. He got a little worried about what was going on.
Our manager in El Paso, Jamie Quirk, saw me. I was by myself. He saw me, so he pulled me aside and said, I need to talk to you about something. And didn't really sound that good, to be honest. And he said, we're going to scratch you from tonight's start. And I was like, all right. And he's like, and then he told me why, the reason why, and that I was going to be pitching Tuesday up here. So, yeah, it was pretty emotional, and kind of sat in silence for about 2 minutes afterwards.
So he will definitely hear the cheers coming out of Section 115 today. Coming up, Justin Upton, just one home run away from breaking the home run Petco Park record in a single season. Will it be broken tonight against the Reds? We got first pitch coming up from San Diego when we return.
Diving catch. Got it. Comes back with the pure ball and strikes him out.
Padres back in the win column last night. A 2-1 win over the Cincinnati Reds. And tonight, 25-year-old Colin Ray from Cascade, Iowa, makes his major league debut. Reds lineup is brought to you by Hyundai. And Colin Ray will see Brandon Phillips right out of the chute. Skip Schumacher makes the start in left field. Votto, Frazier, Bruce in the middle. Ivan De Jesus Jr. starting at shortstop tonight. Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. Pitcher Michael Lorenzen will bat 8th for the Reds. And the center fielder Billy Hamilton back in the number 9 hole.
And all around this great country of ours, Indiana State Sycamores are smiling ear to ear. Why? Because the right-hander from Indiana State is making his major league debut. Here's his repertoire, folks. The fastball, the curveball, the cut fastball, and the changeup. The scouting report I got is that he can touch 95, 96. I hear he's a strike thrower. One thing for sure, this kid is a good egg. He's got to be nervous. How about a quick first out? How about a first quick inning for the right-hander?
6'5", 220 pounds. 12th round pick by the Padres back in 2011.
I always love to see major league debuts, especially for a homegrown Padre. Colin Ray, go get him.
Brandon Phillips playing in his 100th game of the season. The veteran second baseman was on base 3 times last night, a single and a couple of walks. And the first pitch of Colin Ray's career is a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Strike one to Brandon Phillips. Nothing in 2.
Watch the little video on Colin Ray, and you take a look at his average pitch speed of his breakdown of his repertoire, the 93.3 mile-an-hour fastball. Now, this is average. He can touch 95 or 96. Cut fastball should be a good pitch into lefties. I love the free and easy motion.
Phillips fouls off another fastball. 3 straight heaters from Ray. As Chris Budden was telling you, over 70 friends and family have made the trip to watch this very special evening.
That's great.
Gets the sign from a familiar backstop, Austin Hedges, and the 0-2 is lined into center field. That's a base hit for Brandon Phillips. So a leadoff single for the Reds second baseman against Colin Ray. And we talk about the backstop, the rest of the defense for the Padres, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Justin Upton, the hero last night, back in left field. Kemp in center with Will Venable in right. On the infield, Solarte at third, Amarista short, Jerko and Alonso on the right side. And Austin Hedges behind the plate. Austin estimated he's caught Colin Ray about 30 times between low A, high A, and spring training, so they've worked together. That comfort level certainly can't hurt as Skip Schumacher stands in.
There's a certain comfort level, you betcha. When you see the backstop you're throwing to, if you're used to the glove, if you're used to the setup, he knows what he's got. He knows what pitchers will do. He needs to bring that breaking ball down. It'll look like a cutter that Brandon Phillips served into center field. Got it up a little bit.
So at this point, 6 pitches into his first major league game. Have the nerves even settled a little bit?
I think until you get that first out, I'm sure the legs are still kind of heavy and a little numb. I mean, it's a whole different world. Whole different world. You've got 3 big decks here at Petco Park. You've got a big crowd. You've got family and friends in attendance. You're no longer pitching against guys that are on their way up to the big leagues.
They've already gotten here as Schumacher takes a strike.
They're established, the majority of them.
He's got Botto, Frazier, and Bruce coming up.
Welcome to the big leagues.
Yeah. Phillips goes, and it's ball 4. So a single and a walk out of the chute here. And our keys to the game are brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
And while Austin Hedges has a talk with him, the keys, hey, a debut to remember. I think one thing Austin Hedges might tell him here is 1 pitch, we get a double play, you got 2 outs, we'll take it from there. And rock the Reds rookie, Michael Lorenzen. Rookie rotation for the Reds. Hopefully the offense, we talked about Justin Upton in our open, have some guys get on before him, do some damage early.
Phil Cuzzy behind the plate tonight with the crew chief Jerry Davis umping first, Will Little at second, and Tony Randazzo, who had an interesting night last night behind the plate, is at third. Ejected Pat Murphy in the 4. A little pickoff play at second. They nearly had Phillips, and it gets away from Amarista. Phillips has nowhere to go, but that was nicely done.
Very nice. Quick with the feet. A nice throw to second base. Whether this ball hit Phillips first, it looked like it was right on target. Spin and throw that dart. Oh, they would have had him. If he catches that ball, they would have had him. He was dead.
Joey Votto swinging at the first pitch. That's a foul ball up the right field line.
Colin Ray couldn't have done anything better. It was a perfect spin, perfect throw, right on target.
How about the fact that he and Alexi Amarista have never been on the field together at the same time during a game, and he's able to make that perfect of a throw? That's got
to be a pregame conversation.
Sure.
With your catcher, with your middle infielders, go over the sign. Hey, do I pick up my pants? Do I look at you and build up my cap, jersey, whatever the case may be, to answer back?
Votto on the ground, back to Ray, could be two. To Amarista for one, double play. 1-6-3 as Phillips goes to third. And the Ray family and friends quite pleased.
No nerves right there. Why the pickup throw? Right on target. The comebacker snatches it, throws a perfect strike to Alexi. The double play, 2/3 of the way there, kid.
Two outs, runner on third, Todd Frazier. His struggles continued last night.
The ball was on the other side of his body. He made a nice reaction to glove that cleanly.
And first pitch swinging. Frazier into right field. Matt Kemp makes the catch, and how about Colin Ray? Single and a walk, but then a double play and a harmless fly ball. Now, San Diego lineup brought to you by Toyota. Jan Hervis Solarte will be leading off once again. He did so last night. Alonso at first base after the night off yesterday. Kemp, Upton, Jerko, Venable, Hedges, Amarista, and Colin Ray will get to swing a bat tonight against Michael Lorenzen, a fellow rookie.
Here's the scouting report for Lorenzen. A fastball 90 to 96. We saw him in Cincinnati. A slider, curveball, and a changeup. And he can be erratic at times. We know what that means. Don't get too froggy up there. Draw a walk, and also get wild in the zone, and that spells trouble, and hopefully spells runs.
3-7 ERA. Record for Lorenzen with a 4.84 ERA. Also a rookie, just 23 years old. He's actually 2 years younger than Colin Ray. 17th start of the season for Lorenzen, and it's been a struggle as of late. There's a strike to Solarte, 1-1. Always going to be ups and downs for these young guys, huh?
Absolutely, no question about it. On-the-job training at the big league level.
Got a 7-start winless streak that goes back to June 21st. Hasn't been going too deep into games, and Ryan Price has got a lot of rookies to manage in that starting rotation.
And it will take a while for these rookies to learn how to pitch. And I can only speak from experience. I remember trying to rear back and throw a 95, 96 mile fastball through a brick wall. And at this level, those guys were just sitting back and turning it around. Next thing you know, the guy's standing on second base.
Reds defense brought to you by Renovation Realty. Schumacher was on the bench at the start of last night's game. He's in left field with Hamilton and Bruce around the rest of the grass. Frazier to Jesus on the left side of the infield. Phillips and Votto on the right. Barnhart gets the start behind the dish to catch Lorenzen. Yonder Alonso came on in a double switch last night and singled in his only at bat of the game. Former Red, good numbers against Cincinnati in his career. And he hits that one well. That's a right center field. Hamilton trying to chase it down. Still going. And just shy of the wall, he makes the catch. Solarte's got to hustle back to first. And you know Billy Hamilton can go and get it. And he did that right there.
That's what speed can do for you, especially in center field. Take away extra base hits. It's all about that first step and then turning it on. Yonder hit this ball extremely well. One more bowl of Wheaties maybe this morning. Take a look where Lorenzen throws this one on contact at knee level. Good extension. Getting to that baseball out in front. On the pull side. Keep swinging.
Matt Kemp enjoyed his day against Lorenzen back in June. And he takes a breaking ball, strike one. 5 RBI day at Great American Ballpark, and the game started by Lorenzen. Kemp homered against him, also had a 2-run double against him. Goes down, gets that one, lines it into center field for a base hit. Solarte moves up to second base, and with Justin Upton coming up, Padres have 2 on and 1 out here in the first.
Now they've got the table set for Justin Upton on Sunday. Watch where he makes contact on this ball. That's out in front of the front foot, hence the long fly ball, home run to left field. See how he lets this one travel a little bit? Where does that one end up? In the beach. So out in front, pulling that baseball. Good extension, good power on the upper half, getting through that baseball. That's the Justin Upton that we know. Not only power to left field, but to right center as well.
Pat Murphy after the game last night called it real power. I liked that. And that's strike one to Justin.
As opposed to faux power, fake power.
It's just one of those guys, doesn't matter where it is.
I got you.
He can hit it out. And he's shown that. None of these have been cheapies. Nice thing about the Upton home run last night was what it meant to the ball game, and it seems like all season long he's been coming up with big hits for the Padres.
And let's face it, he's got to crush the mistakes. The pitchers that throw him mistakes, he's got to capitalize on those and crush them. And if you look at those, where those pitches were, they were mistakes out over the plate.
Lays off, 2 balls and a strike. Lorenzen in his last 6 starts 0-5 with an 8.04 ERA. And you start looking at the line scores from those games, and the thing maybe that stands out are the free passes. Upton lays off. The low fastball, 3-1.
That was one of the little nuggets on the scouting report. He can get erratic. Hitters count here, 3-1. Dangerous situation. First and second. Let's get some runs for that kid on the left there. Colin Ray talking to his catcher. Love to see that. Who's coming up next? Talking about last inning. Okay, let's forget about that, even though it was scoreless. Who's coming up next half inning?
Inside, ball 4. Padres have the bases loaded here in the first. Solarte at third, Kemp at second, now Upton at first. 10 walks in the game last night between the 2 teams. And already here this evening, 1 from Colin Ray and a pair by Lorenzen.
I'll bet you a dime to donuts. First pitch is a short breaking ball like a cutter or slider.
Jed hits it into center field. That's a base hit. Solarte will score. Glenn Hoffman will wave Matt Kemp. Here comes the throw from Hamilton up the line, and a 2-run single for Jed Jerko. Padres in front 2-0 in the bottom of the first.
Even though Jed Jerko did not hit this ball in a sweet spot, I'm guessing that he had breaking ball in his mind. This was a slider. Look at the big eyes. Oh, somebody's giving you the big eye. Off the end of the bat, right up the center of the diamond, and just like that, he gets extended. And who says you have to hit it on the sweet spot? Matt Kemp getting the green light. Give him $200 for pass and go.
Jerko gets the Padres on the board. Here's Will Venable taking a low strike.
I like Jed looking. It looked like by that swing, his approach to that, he was looking away. Breaking ball. The majority of pitchers in that situation are going to throw up a wrinkle that first pitch.
in the dirt. Nice job by the catcher Barnhart using the chest protector to keep that one by the plate. With one out, the Cincinnati infield at so-called double play depth. Saw the 6 home runs for Venable this year. One of them came against the Reds back in June. Changeup missing way high outside, and Lorenzen looking like he's having a little bit of trouble harnessing things here in the bottom of the first.
Keeping the stretch, multiple base runners. Crush the mistakes. Hey, it's an easy formula. Right?
Sounds easy. Gets the call again as he throws another low fastball. A couple times in this at bat, borderline pitches going Lorenzen's way. Home plate umpire last night ejecting Pat Murphy, and you see pitch 4 right there, pitch 1 previously, both called strikes to Venable. Goes back that way, and Venable loops it to left, but foul. Two to Venable. Reaches down, hits that to left. Hamilton coming over, diving, and he makes the catch. Well, he's done it a few times in a couple of games here.
Is there a phone booth out there? Is Clark Kent putting on the cape and flying around and snagging them? Look at this. First step is incredible. Extension. That's a beautiful play. Nothing Will can do there. Just tip your cap.
And you can see he's thinking about the base runners the moment he makes the catch. He's already up and looking.
Catching, looking, up to his feet. You bet.
Hamilton with both putouts in this inning and both really nice efforts as Lorenzen delivers. Ball 1 to Hedges.
Got to realize also off that left-handed bat of Venable, that ball is slicing. So he's got to really turn it on. Like a gazelle.
He got Hedges last night. Inside, 2-0.
Hey, that's why being strong up the middle is so key. Catcher, second, short, center. Usually your best athletes. Usually your best athletes are shortstop.
Hedges hits that one into center field. Hamilton's not going to be able to get there. Upton is being waved. He'll come in and score. Throw coming into the infield, and the Padres are up 3-0. Austin Hedges delivers.
Well, it's baby steps. Austin Hedges going into this ball game. You know what? His batting average with the at-bats and the time off and on, 183. You'd like to see it creep up to 200, get over 200 as he gets more at-bats. And as he takes this pitch, it's down and in. Lorenzen wanted it away, but he stays in it. Hands through quickly. Slicing. No way Hamilton's getting that one. And the Padres are adding on for Colin Ray and the Padre 9.
And if not for Billy Hamilton, who knows where this inning would be. Went back and got Alonso's deep drive to right center. What a great diving catch on Will Venable.
Pitching coach Jeff Pico out to have a chat with Lorenzen.
Alexi Amarista did not play in game 1 of this series. Clint Barnes got the start at shortstop. But Alexi doubled and scored in the 8th on Sunday afternoon against Philadelphia. Been doing some leading off as of late. Batting 8th here tonight as the Padres have worked all the way down to the bottom of the order in the bottom of the first. Jerko, the base runner at third. He's got a 2-run single. Austin Hedges driving in the other with a base hit. I don't know that Colin Ray expected his first major league at bat was going to come in the first inning, but
that's a good sign.
If Amarista gets on board, that'll happen.
Hey, how about a walk here to have the rookie pitcher come up for his first major league at bat
with the bases loaded?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Something else to think about. Alexi rips that one, but foul, right?
Oh, JJ's got to make that play.
I mean, the bar is set pretty high at this
is.
point, man. Just made the great play in left field the other day.
I'm sorry, but she's got to make that play.
It's 5 rows deep.
She's got to dive. She's got to lay out.
Lay off.
Play's got to be made.
Ramarista goes down and grounds it to second base. Phillips takes his time with it, throws him out, and that's it for the Padres. But they send 8 men to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Jed Jerko, a 2-run single to give the Padres a 2-0 lead, and then Austin Hedges came up and made it 3-0. That's the score after 1.
Team making several roster moves today when selecting Colin Ray's contract to allow him to pitch today. Also signing Bud Norris as a free agent, so he is a right-handed pitcher available out of the bullpen. Dale Thayer and Taylor Lindsay designated for assignment. One other note is that Brandon Maurer is on the 15-day disabled list with shoulder inflammation. Bud Norris actually has a pretty interesting story. He was with Baltimore this season as a starting pitcher, and about halfway through this season went through this illness where he lost close to 17 pounds. They said they never exactly knew what it was. They describe it as bronchitis, and that was part of his struggles. He just never had the endurance. He never was able to build up the weight. He said finally now he's starting to feel a bit better, Jesse.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, Chris. Thanks a lot. And yeah, Norris is starting pitcher with Houston and Baltimore. As Chris was saying, going to be working as a one-inning guy. James Shields, not a one-inning guy. He'll be on the mound tomorrow afternoon.
He's got all the information there.
Yeah, he's got the scouting reports. He's getting ready for tomorrow. But yeah, Norris will go out to the bullpen. So you got him in the pen. You got Despaigne as the long guy. So a couple of new faces.
Oh.
I think we're in trouble.
Busted. Hey, Norris can start. He can relieve. I think it's a good addition for this Padres staff. And with the illness,
that's career strikeout number 1 for Colin Ray. Freezes Jay Bruce for the first out here in the top of the second.
Looked like a two-seam fastball that came back. Let's check it out. It's worth another look. Two-seamer. Nice frame job at the belt buckle. You bet. Get up on top. Free and easy delivery. Oh, you know, that looked like he had a spike, his index finger. Remember he gave us the repertoire of pitches? Had a short break to it, though.
Are you controlling that?
No. Hey, I know one thing. Colin Ray, guess what, big boy? For your first big league strikeout, you just struck out a National League All-Star, a Silver Slugger. James Shields wants no part of the dugout camera.
Jay Bruce, 200 career home runs. Hit it last night, his 200th, and he was the strikeout victim for Colin Ray. Here's Ivan De Jesus Jr. getting the start at shortstop. We saw Eugenio Suarez there last night. See the numbers in just 36 games for De Jesus, former Dodger and Red Sox. Spent most of last year at AAA in the Baltimore.
Eyes forward. All right. No snack time.
And he hits that one on the line to Amarista. How about Alexi? Had to play the short hop. Ninja-like reflexes.
Little big swing with a little big glove. The pick. Plenty of time. Nice. That was pretty. Colin Ray's like, just throw it down the middle, let him hit it. Yeah, Jerry Coleman, the Colonel. He'd hang a star on that one.
No doubt about it. 2 outs, nobody on. Tucker Barnhart, first pitch swinging, pops it into shallow left. Upton makes the catch, and a very nice 1-2-3 inning for Colin Ray. Go to the bottom of the second, 3-0 Padres. Game. We're in timeout. That was between innings, and now Colin Ray gets ready for his first big league at bat.
I think we're keeping an eye on James Shields because he's pretty much the man. And these people, the family of Colin Ray, are keeping an eye on the field. Get some history. First major league at bat.
Got his first inning as a pitcher in the books, his first strikeout as a pitcher, and now his first AB. And he's ahead 1-0.
Okay, we've seen the windup, we've seen the delivery. How about the swing? A little slider from Lorenzen.
Lorenzen will lead off the top of the third. He can swing it a little.
Yeah.
Goes down and grounds that one to Glenn Hoffman, coaching third. One, two. Good eye.
My philosophy is first major league at bat, no matter, you got to swing first pitch, swing hard. How sweet would that be?
Goes up and into left center field for a base hit. How about Colin Ray? He battles Lorenzen and singles to lead off the second, his first big league hit.
Hard holding back the smiles, huh?
Why try?
That is some kind of nice. Congratulations, Colin Ray.
Why wait, you know? Just get it going. Get it out of the way. Check another box for Colin Ray. Solarte fouls that one back. All right, break down the swing, Mike.
Well, let's take a look. It was a slider that he swung through and missed prior, though, but on contact, this pitch is up. That just goes to prove you that all the hitters like the pitches up, and you can get hurt. Lorenzen leaked it up right over the shortstop's head. Hey, you've got an average, kid, batting 1,000. Now let's see if he can go to first to third on a base hit.
Solarte pulls it to right. We didn't get the scouting report on his base running.
No.
That's the one thing that's maybe a little bit of a mystery. Solarte's been good the last couple of weeks. Walked and scored in his first plate appearance tonight. And after Lorenzen was ahead of him 0-2, now a full count to the Padre leadoff man. Probably not going, right? Pops it up left side, foul ground. Frazier gives it a look, but it'll find the seats. First major league at bat.
I'm wondering what was going through his mind right there when he knows that it went over the shortstop. It's like, oh my goodness. You think he's saying, oh my gosh, that's Joey Votto. This guy's an MVP. And I'm standing right next to him.
Line to right field. That's going to be a base hit, and Ray should be able to go first to third. He makes the turn as Solarte heads for second. A single for Ray. A double for Solarte. And the Padres back in business here in the second. Well, this is going quite nicely for Colin Ray.
We mentioned Lorenzen can be wild, not only out of the strike zone, but in the strike zone. The pitch, the hit to Ray, up. The one to Solarte, out in front. Hooks it down the right field line. And the big right-hander, first and third. Let's check him out. Hey, wait! Where do I go? Yeah, okay. Third base, whoa, Nelly. Put up the stop sign.
Second and third, nobody out. Yonder Alonso takes inside. Infield comes about halfway. What do you think, contact play?
Oh, no. He's staying put. He is staying put.
Get it to the outfield.
Yeah. Freeze on the line drive.
Fastball hits the inside corner. 1-1. Early action.
Boy, you like to see that, huh? Dylan Axelrod, the right-hander, up early.
That one scoots away from Barnhart, but not too far. Ray singled in his first big league at bat to start the inning. Went to third on the Solarte double. Jan Hervis, by the way, now leads the team in 2 base hits. He was tied with Derek Norris. Alonso reaches for that into left field. That'll get down, and Colin Ray's going to score, and so is Solarte. Alonso cruising into second base, a 2-run double, and it is 5-0 San Diego in the second.
How much fun is that kid having right now in the big leagues? Get back on that bench and take a little bit of a blow, and hopefully your teammates will add on. What a great at-bat by Yonder Alonso. The first at-bat got robbed, hit it well to right center field. This time, taking it the other way off Lorenzen. Hey, let Colin Ray direct the traffic. Hey, stand up.
He can do it all.
Yes, he can.
14th two-bagger for Alonso. Continues to swing it really well against the team that drafted him.
You know, that was such a nice at-bat and a nice swing by Yonder, letting the ball travel just a little bit more and spanking it to left center field.
Just a gorgeous late summer night downtown. Matt Kemp takes ball one. First base open, nobody out. Pitching carefully to the dangerous right fielder. Kemp singled and scored his first time up, and with nobody out in the second, Michael Lorenzen about to throw his 50th pitch of the night. That one gets away, and Alonso's going to try and go to third. Barnhart won't have a play.
I think initially, from Yonder's vantage point, we really didn't know if that ball was getting away from Barnhart as far as it was. So let's check it out. Ball in the dirt, slider. That secondary lead and a free. Let's see. This will give us a good look. Finally realized he had to go all the way back to get that ball. Easy 90 feet.
Foul ball from Kemp, and now 3-2 with Alonso 90 feet away. Kemp homered off Lorenzen back in June. Got him. First strikeout of the night for Lorenzen, and the first out here in the bottom of the second. Our top tier player profile is brought to you by Arco. Big home run last night for Justin Upton, his 14th game-winning RBI of the season, tied with Starling Marte for the most in the National League.
J up. Word up. Yo. I just dropped a yo.
Beautifully. Upton swings and misses. Colin Ray, his story so far joins a very unique fraternity. Padre pitchers with a hit in their first career plate appearance of their first career game. It's only happened a couple of times, as you would imagine. The last one to do it, Tim Stauffer, May of 2005. Doug Brocail and Jimmy Jones, the others to do it. It's a four-man club.
Yeah, Jimmy Jones, a pitching coach in the Padre organization. But you know, Jesse, at this level, it's great. Up to this point, you got to erase what has happened in the past and go out there the next half inning, pitch like it's nothing. What a great inning, though. Great couple innings for the Padres offense.
Upton goes down, loops that one into right. Bruce is coming on, not going to get there. Alonso crosses the plate. Upton hustling for second. Here's the throw, not in time. 6-0. Padres are all over Michael Lorenzen.
You know things are going well when you take a swing like that off the end of the bat and you find the garden spot in shallow right field.
On June 6, Lorenzen gave up 3 runs in 6 innings against the Padres. Tonight, he is being removed in the second, and the Padres have a 6-0 lead. Justin Upton on 0-2, going down and getting it, hustling to second as Alonso comes on in. And the Padres make it a rough night for the 23-year-old Michael Lorenzen. Pitching change for the Reds here in the bottom of the second inning. 6-0 Padres. As we bring you the Community Spotlight, brought to you by Mission Federal Credit Union. Earlier tonight, Mission Fed donated $3,000 and tickets to tonight's game to representatives from Computers to San Diego Kids. Mission Fed donates about $1.5 million a year to local charities. Pitching change brought to you by El Cajon for Dylan Axelrod.
Well, he's a long guy. That's why the Cincinnati Reds have him in the bullpen. He's got some work to do. Forward pitcher, fastball, changeup, slider, curveball. Not that overpowering. High 80s for Dylan Axelrod.
29 years old, came over from the White Sox in a cash trade last July. Started 4 games for the Reds last year. He spent most of this season at AAA.
He's got to stay down in the zone and try to work some magic with that breaking stuff on the corners to be effective.
Jed Jerko with still just 1 out, and Upton at second base, and a 2-0 count. Boy, Michael Lorenzen, one of the 5 rookies in the rotation for the Reds, goes an inning and a third. He's allowed 6, and that could go to 7 if Upton crosses the plate. Jerko hits that one well and deep, and he's gonna cross the plate along with Jed. A 2-run home run for Jerko, and the Padres are putting it on the Reds. It is 8-0 in the second. Four RBIs for Jerko tonight.
Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Why don't they just let me be? I don't need permission. Make my own decision. That's my prerogative. And it's his prerogative to jump all over this 2-0 pitch. That pitch has got no chance. Can you say big inning?
Big inning. All smiles in the dugout, and why not? Up 8-0 in the second, and boy, Colin Ray's like, so this is what it's like in the big leagues. Jerko, a 2-run single in the first, a 2-run homer in the second. He's on pace to drive in 18. No, actually, Padres wouldn't bat in the ninth, 1-6, 16.
Right. That's a good night in the big leagues.
Yeah, no, pretty good. Might be a record. Venable 5 for his last 12. Robbed by Billy Hamilton his first time up, and he strikes out here. 2 away.
Boy, Hamilton is saving even more damage in that first inning with those spectacular catches that he made in center field. Hey, tough on the defense in a game like this. Standing out there and kind of counting the blades of grass and checking out the signage.
Austin Hedges, RBI single, his first time up.
Billy Hamilton's probably thinking, oh, Jerome's Furniture. I think they got some nice lazy boys there.
Second start for the rookie Austin Hedges. And he hits the breaking ball to Hamilton. Much more routine this time for Billy Hamilton. For the Padres with another big inning. They put up 5 in the second, and it all started with this guy, Colin Ray. A base hit to lead off the frame in his first major league at bat. 8-0 San Diego.
Small town, but big into baseball, and you know, I never really even thought about even playing professional baseball until I went down to community college in Florida, where I was surrounded by other guys who were getting looked at, and so I kind of thought to myself, this might be something that I want to do.
Colin Ray doing it well so far through a couple of innings. He's got a strikeout and a hit for himself, and an 8-0 lead. It's got to make it easier for the guy, right?
Be aggressive. Go what you know how to do. Pound the strike zone. That doesn't mean just throw it down the middle. The Reds definitely on the defensive. And like any pitcher that's out there with a lead, strike one is so important, and it's a good sign he's ahead 1 and 2 after scoring 5 in the bottom of the second.
Axelrod out of the bullpen and into the batter's box.
And this is an interesting point, too, as Ray gets a new onion. You know, whatever Austin Hedges puts down, don't even shake. Get into a groove. Whatever Austin Hedges knows the scouting report. I'm sure they went over it with Colin as well. Darren Balsley. Oh, look at that hammer.
Second strikeout of Colin Ray's big league career.
Oh, by the way, Colin, did you leave Uncle Charlie on the pass list as well, along with your family and friends? Look at this one. Nose to toes. Good pitch. Hammer time. Break it down.
Billy Hamilton has made a mark on this game defensively. Not that it's mattered for Cincinnati. First at bat of the night. I mean, a lot of crazy things have happened in the game of baseball over the course of history. How many guys do you think have gotten this kind of run support in their big league debuts? Amarista has to hurry with Hamilton running, and he gets him by a step. 2 away. Always fun when pitcher makes his big league debut. Last couple of seasons, we've seen a few guys have these moments. Odrisamer Despaigne last June at AT&T Park. That was a memorable debut without question. Jesse Hahn earlier that month last year against the Pirates. Bert Smith a couple of seasons ago at the Trop.
Always a big day. And you know, I did a little research before the game. I wanted to find out rookies making their major league debut that ended up getting a win. And the latest is Odrisamer Despaigne. He got to win his major league debut. Casey Kelly, number 2. Andrew Warner, Anthony Bass, and Josh Gear, 1 through 5.
You did all that homework on your own?
Amazingly, yes.
Phillips holds off, 2-0. How about this? Colin Ray, just the 7th different starting pitcher used by the Padres this year. That's tied with the White Sox for the fewest in all of baseball. Been able to get consistency out of most of the rotation this year.
And usually that spells that you're in the race. I'm not saying all the time, but you look at teams that have that consistent starting rotation 1 through 5 intact. What was that one year where the Cincinnati Reds, in fact, had it a handful of years ago, where not one of their starters missed a start. It was 1 through 5 from opening day to the end of the season.
Wow. Incredibly rare as Phillips puts a charge into that one. Venable at the wall makes the catch. Eight in a row retired by Colin Ray. Gets some help from his center fielder. Padres with a big lead in the middle of the 3rd.
Very large Ray family and friends section. I am joined with his mom Bridget and his wife Megan. First of all, you couldn't ask for a better debut so far. How have the nerves calmed down a little bit as the game's gone on? He's gotten his first strikeout and his first hit.
I think so. I think they've calmed a little bit. I think Megan would agree. Yeah.
For you, Megan, you were there in El Paso when he got the news he was being called up. Does he walk in the room? What's that moment like between you two?
Oh, it was just, I don't know how to describe it, but I was in El Paso and he was in Albuquerque and he called me and it was just like unbelievable. Like I didn't even know what to do. It was indescribable.
For both of you that have seen his career from the start, what's this moment like to see him in a major league jersey and in a major league ballpark?
It's all about him. I don't know, like Megan said, it's indescribable, and I just want what's best for Colin, and I told him one day, I said, you know what? Half the credit goes to Megan because she's there for him, and she's there for him when he comes home, you know, and because he's far from home. So,
would you agree? I mean, what's that like as a wife and being together so long and see him grow through this career and having to be there through the ups and downs that baseball just provides for a family?
You know, it is hard, but, you know, I believe in him, and just to give him that support and confidence that, you know, it's one game at a time and that he can do it.
Well, there's a lot to celebrate today. I'll let you guys go watch his second Major League at bat. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the time. Jesse, guys.
Chris, thank you. Bridget, Megan as well. And strike one to Ray in his second big league at bat. Well, it's got to take some of the pressure off the family, right? 8-0 game.
No question about it.
Kind of sit back and enjoy this thing a little bit. Ray, a single and a run scored in his first big league plate appearance. There you go. Stauffer, Brocale, Jones, the only other Padres to do that as a pitcher. You know who else did it earlier this year?
Rookie, huh? I'm just going to go on a limb. Lorenzen for the Reds?
You got it. Really? Strike three called to Colin Ray as Axelrod gets him looking for his second strikeout. Yeah, we were telling you that Lorenzen can swing the bat pretty good. He's a two-way star at Fullerton. And he did exactly what Colin Ray did earlier this season. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Padres with 5 runs last inning after they got 3 in the first. Solarte's been in the middle of it. Scored 2 of the 8 runs. Takes all the way, and Axelrod gets that low strike.
Barnhart did a really nice job of bringing that ball back up.
He is a defense-first catcher. There's no question about that. And that one gets through. Boy, Votto and Phillips, so many innings together on the right side of the infield. And first baseman cut in front of the second baseman. Neither came up with it, and Solarte on base for the 3rd time tonight.
I thought for sure that Votto was going to get to this ball. How close was it? Oh, it might have gotten his, I think it got his glove a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it got misdirected there by Brandon Phillips. It fooled Phillips.
Well, it's been that kind of night for the Reds and that kind of night for the Padres. Yonder's hit the ball really well each of his first 2 at bats. Sent one to deep center in the first, and a 2-run double in the second.
We're going to see high 80s fastball and a lot of breaking stuff out of the hand of Axelrod.
That one's hit well again, right center. Hamilton not going to get there. Solarte on his way to third. Alonso thinking 2. Now he slams on the brakes. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Alonso with a pair of hits tonight, and he's hit the ball well all 3 times.
Well, the one thing I like about tonight's offense for the Padres is this. They are hitting the mistakes. They're not following them back. They're not swinging through them. They got to Lorenzen, got him in the stretch, and they're getting to Axelrod now. And Yonder using both gaps. Right center field and left center field tonight. The big part of the field.
Two on, 2 out for Matt Kemp. Fouls it back, 1-1. Remind you the closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Big swing and a miss, 1-2. Tries to go that way again. Kemp able to lay off.
Yeah, remember that first at bat, second at bat. Stand corrected. Matt Kemp struck out. Big looping breaking ball. I'm sure Dylan Axelrod was watching that, so he's throwing a couple sliders back to back here.
Change up low, 3-2. Padres have grinded out some at bats tonight. They've fallen behind, battled back, come through against both Lorenzen and Axelrod. Colin Ray on the other side just cruising along. Still very early, of course. Payoff pitch is outside, ball 4. Matt Kemp aboard for the second time tonight. There were 2 outs and nobody on. Now the base is loaded with Justin Upton coming to the plate. Solarte Alonso Kemp as Murphy watches. Justin's got one of the Padre Grand Slams this year. Another took place against the Reds. Yonder Alonso hit one at Great American Ballpark.
Are you calling it?
I'm merely passing information along.
Right.
5 slams this season for the team. Norris at Citi Field, the last. Hits the corner, 1-1.
That's about the safe spot against Justin Upton if you're going to throw him a strike. Down and away at the knees. Like a little change up down and away. And once again, go back to the fact that runners in scoring position, bases are loaded. You're not going to get a good fastball to hit. And the first pitch of the at bat was down and away, perfectly placed. Then he pulls the string on the changeup.
One-two to Upton, and over to third base. It gets by Frazier into left field. 2 more runs are going to score. Throw coming into third, not in time. It hits Hoffman, gets away. Kemp's going to try and score. He will.
This is a rough inning, rough at bat defensively for Todd Frazier. First of all, he lets the ball play him off to his right side, totally out of position with his body, trying to get in front of that one, and then trying to retrieve it from going to the dugout, eating a little dirt along the way. Dirty uni. Padres adding on.
2 errors on the play, one on Frazier, another on DeJesus, as Jerko takes strike 1. Upton ends up at second base. 3 runs come in and score, and the Reds hurting themselves even more as the Padres have an 11-0 lead in the third, and that time Frazier handles it, throws across, and that's it for the Padres here in the third. 3 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 3 more in the third.
trucks.
I got a 4-seam fastball, just traditional grip. 2-seam, cutter, spike curveball, and a split finger.
Colin Ray giving us a look at his grips as Schumacher grounds to Amarista. Mark Sweeney joins us from the Lexus Home Plate Club back behind home plate. That's a pretty good seat, man.
Jesse Mudd, what a great seat you get to see firsthand, out of the hand. And we saw the arsenal of Colin Ray, but now we're going to get a different perspective of it. You see that tall, lanky build, but also that release point, which is very important back here.
You know, Mark, seeing him from up here and seeing him on the monitor, I love his delivery. It's a free and easy delivery. Ball kind of jumps out of his hand. The tall frame gets downward plane. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with having an 11-run lead as well.
No, and rare back, and you're going to see the 4-seamer now, which is probably inside and outside. They pitched Joey Votto inside last night. Looks like they're coming in here.
Colin Ray, in addition to everything else, has been very efficient tonight. 12 pitches in the first inning, 11 in the second, and 10 in the third. He's thrown 3 so far here in the fourth, and he's already got an out. Votto 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play back to Colin Ray. Mark Sweeney's obviously an athlete. We've seen him field his position nicely and come up with the base hit.
Yeah, how about the knock? I mean, yeah. I love that. You can see him burying that fastball, and that was a good 2-seam movement that you're seeing back here, which you see. And this is something that you have to be able to do. You have to be able to pitch in. We talked about it last night on the broadcast, and you know, Mark, this is what he has to prove at this level.
Hey, good bottom half, gets good drive. He finishes up strong on the high backside. He's taking a look at the arsenal tonight. Hey, relying heavily on the fastball at this point. 83, and why not with that 11-run lead? Challenge these hitters, spot the fastball. See if they can hit it.
Pretty good seat he's got down there. 1-2, hit in the air to deep center. Venable on the horse, going back, not going to get there, and it one hops over the wall for a ground rule double. 23rd double of the season for Joey Votto.
Looked like the curveball, the spike curveball. There it is. Just catching too much of the plate. When it was effective against Joey Votto, it was down and in, down near that back foot.
One out base runner for Todd Frazier. Mark, we're talking about a lot how as a pitcher with the big lead, you just sort of go up there, you throw strikes, you try and get ahead. What about as a hitter for the team that's down? What do these Reds guys do when it's 11-0 in the fourth?
Well, I think you're just trying to not get out of your presence in the batter's box and make sure that you stick to your plan and don't be over aggressive. You know you're going to get some fastballs, but you can throw any pitch at any time, so you can really look exposed if you just sit on fastball.
Frazier flew to right field his first time up. 0 for 4 last night as he's really struggled since the All-Star game. Still has 27 homers, but just 2 since the Derby at Great American Ballpark. Hits that one well to left, and Upton's going to have to go and chase after it. Reds will get on the board here. Votto scores easily as Frazier goes into second base, and back-to-back one-out doubles for the Reds here in the fourth. It's a 10-run game.
Well, like Mark Sweeney said, whether you're winning 11-0, down 11-0, tied at 11, you never give away at-bats. You're going to get a fastball. But with that said, that fastball better be placed well. A guy like Todd Frazier, even though he's not swinging the bat well, he's going to crush that ball, and that's exactly what happened on that one.
31st double of the season for Frazier. He leads the National League in 2 base hits. And that curveball misses just low to Jay Bruce.
It's a pretty good pitch right there.
Yeah. So the low strike get called earlier in the night. Hedges keeps that one close. Talk about all the run support for Colin Ray. No Padre pitcher in his debut has ever gotten more than 12 runs of support. That's the franchise record. Bob Shirley.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am, and stop calling me that. April of 1977, he got 12. Colin Ray's become the third Padre to get 11 runs of support in his big league debut.
Hey, you know what I noticed just on that pitch right there? He struck out Jay Bruce for his first strikeout with that fastball, belt high, inside corner. That's exact same pitch. Home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy is calling that pitch.
Punched Bruce out for strikeout number 1. Caught the pitcher Axelrod looking for his second. That one's hit on the ground into the shift. That's Amarista on the right side of the infield making the play. Frazier goes to third, 2 away.
You know, guys, watching Colin Ray there and throwing the 2 breaking balls to start off Jay Bruce, and then the power fastballs, the one that was elevated and then going in there again, doubling up inside.
Good movement. Hence the topped roller to Alexi.
Colin Ray looking pretty comfortable in his new office. De Jesus 0 for 1. Amarista made a great play at shortstop to get him back in the second inning.
Looks like, you know, and I've only seen Colin Ray for how many pitches is that now? 48 pitches. When he tries to go to down and away with the fastball, sometimes kind of yanks it a little bit. Maybe that's a result of being a little bit too quick on the front side with the glove, kind of there. And when a pitcher's a little bit too quick there, it kind of messes up the release point out in front, and therefore you get it down and away to the righties.
Well, Mark, that'll indicate it right there, 2-0, and you know as a hitter you're getting a fastball. The score indicates it, and he reared back on that one, had good carry on that ball.
2-1 to De Jesus, and now 2-2. Mark, what do you notice most about him from that angle, maybe, as opposed to seeing him up top earlier?
Yeah, you know, you see him hiding the baseball, and that's what I want to see here. He's not exposing that arm and that release point too early.
Got him. Tipped it into the mid of Hedges. Strikeout number 3 for Colin Ray, and that ends it. Reds get 1 here in the 4th. What a view from down low. All good for Colin Ray. 10-run game in the 4th. Juan Casino. Play, win, together in the heart of San Diego. By Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Jerome's, proud sponsor of the best seats in the house. Plenty to smile about for Colin Ray.
All Colin Ray right there on that, huh? Seeing it all. Throwing, hitting, running the bases.
Fielding.
Lovely.
Made the nice pickoff throw. Turned a 1-6-3 double play. Singled and scored in his first at bat.
No nerves there, huh? You know, when I look at a young pitcher, and Mark Sweeney can chime in on this as well, but that turning of that double play, I think, said a lot as well. You got to worry about throwing strikes, but you got to throw strikes to the bases. That was a perfect turn on that 1-6-3 double play.
Will Venable to lead it off. Austin Hedges and Alexi Amarista to follow here in the fourth against Dylan Axelrod, who came on with just one out in the second inning. And he flips one high. 1 ball, no strikes. Padres have done their damage in all manner of ways. Jerko, a 2-run homer. Everything else has stayed in the yard, and a big part of the success for San Diego. 5 for 10 tonight with runners in scoring position.
That's a 500 average.
Yes, it is. Two 2-0 to Venable. And now 3 balls and no strikes.
Mark Sweeney down behind home plate. You down by some scouts?
No scouts.
No scouts?
Just Padre fans, sprinkled with a couple Cincinnati Red fans, but yeah, all Padre fans down here.
Do you hear any rumblings, just, you know, fans in general about this kid, Colin Ray?
Well, they're excited about it. Obviously, the buzz is about their homegrown guy, and you guys touched on it earlier. That's what's exciting about the Padres, knowing that the guy's coming up. He has run support. Now he can take that big breath and go out there and really pitch, now sink into this game and enjoy his first experience.
Leadoff walk as Venable reaches for the first time tonight, and Austin Hedges stands in. Austin, part of the first inning fun, an RBI single as he loops this one to right field. Long run for Bruce, and in foul territory, he can't get there.
You know, Jesse, you talked about from the Reds' perspective how they handle the at-bats. Well, from the Padres' perspective, now you can start hunting pitches, take some chances, look for split the plate in half, and really be more aggressive, which I think this Padre team has needed. Obviously, losing 6 in a row and coming out with a 2-1 win last night, they need this offensive night for a lot of encouragement.
Most runs the Padres have scored in a game this season is 14. Closing in on that here early on as curveball is strike 2 to Hedges. Mark Sweeney is with us from the Lexus Home Plate Club right behind home plate. Now, my understanding, Mark, is that comes with sort of an all-you-can-eat situation.
Well, it is an all-you-can-eat situation, yes. But
are you going to take advantage of it?
No, I am not. I don't think that's really a good thing while we're working.
Well, you know, maybe between innings or something.
Peanuts,
nice spread
popcorn,
down there.
caramel
everything.
corn. Wouldn't mind having it. Yeah,
social sparkler?
Social sparklers are available.
Hedges through the left side for a base hit.
Like to see Austin Hedges in the number 7 spot tonight. Singling his first time up, RBI, and now singling here in the 4th. You bet.
That's hit number 11 for San Diego tonight.
Guys, you continue to see Austin Hedges making improvements with that swing. He's shortening his swing, and they've done a really nice job with him. And now he's starting to see that aggression in his swing as well. The intentions of hitting that extra base hit.
Outside to Alexi Amarista. Austin Hedges now the 4th Padre with more than 1 hit tonight. 4 guys with multi-hits. Solarte, Alonso, and Jerko the others. Shallow left field. Schumacher comes in and has to wait for it to come down to make the catch, and that's the first out here in the 4th inning.
Hey, Jesse, you know what it's time for? Time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Hey, you got to use the hashtag, though. Hashtag SDDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by our good friends at T-Mobile.
Hashtag SDDataStrongFan.
Have some fun with it. Be creative.
Maybe a group selfie with the 70 Colin Ray friends and family.
Go down and find Mark Sweeney behind home plate and take a selfie and put it on.
3rd major league at bat for Colin Ray. Helped himself in the 1st. singled and scored back in the second inning.
Hey, RBI opportunity.
Might as well check that box.
Why not?
Getting everything else going. Like an extra base hit, you know, to drive in a run. That's 2 more boxes he can check.
He's going to get a breaking ball here.
On 0-2. He does. And he strikes out for the second time tonight. In his first at bat, leading off the second inning, Colin Ray came up against Michael Lorenzen. And he came up with a base hit to left center field. That started a 5-run inning. Brandon Phillips retrieving the baseball. It's only gotten better. Huge night for Solarte, who's ahead 1-0. Padre leadoff man has been aboard 3 times and scored 3 times. 4th inning, 4th plate appearance. Strike 1. Popped up on the right side. Phillips makes the call, makes the catch, and that's it for San Diego here in the 4th. But they've got the big lead as we go to inning number 5.
To left center field. Yes. That's got a lot of carry. Rodriguez will touch them all in his first big league at bat. A home run.
That is an absolutely memorable moment in Padre history, brought to you by Geico. August of 2012, Eddie Rodriguez goes deep, not against anybody, but against Johnny Cueto after getting called up the day before from Lake Elsinore after 6 seasons in the minors.
Another great story.
Just the second Padre to ever homer in his first major league at bat. The first, of course.
Was it was pitcher Dave Island back in like 92-ish?
Exactly,
it's just one of those
right.
You remember. No man is an island except David.
Colin Ray delivers to Tucker Barnhart, who fouls that one back, 1-1. Mark Sweeney's not on an island. He's in the Lexus Home Plate Club right behind home plate.
What a sweet view this is down here.
Are you going to be one of those guys who gets on the cell phone and waves?
No, I doubt that. But if the wave happens, I love the wave. Don't you guys love the wave?
Here we go.
I'd do it down here. You know I would, even in a suit.
2 to Barnhart, and that one is past Alonso. Down the line and into the right field corner. Tucker Barnhart on his way to second base with his 4th double of the season.
Mark, I do want to make a point, though, because Being around this game for so long, as we take a look at this pitch from Ray, and Barnhart pulling it just past Yonder Alonso at first base. How close was it? Just under his glove. How quickly the game happens down there. We get so desensitized being around this game for so long and sitting up in the booth, and it's, it looks so easy. But my goodness, if people have an opportunity to go sit where you're sitting right now, it gives you a whole different perspective.
Yeah, the speed of the game, Mark, really is the indication of it. It almost has that feeling that you're in the batter's box. That's what I love about this perspective. But if you don't get that, getting down and seeing just the way the players move defensively, shifting, and we're constantly talking about that. But the athletic ability.
On the ground, a shortstop, Amarista makes the play on the pitcher, Axelrod, as Barnhart goes to third. How quick is it? This quick.
Totally different game. It's almost like if you have the opportunity to go to the sidelines in an NFL game. How about courtside tickets of an NBA game? Watch out.
Up against the glass in a hockey game. Billy Hamilton out of the 9-hole. Grounded to shortstop in his only other at bat. Padres took game 1 of this series last night, 2-1. A little bit different story this evening, and in a fun way.
You know what I'm hoping for? A big, high towering foul ball right behind home plate.
Yeah.
That screen. The high trajectory ones, and seeing Mark Sweeney going to his right or left.
Give your glove, Mark.
I love the glove. Oh.
Aye.
Right back up the middle. Ray got out of the way. Barnhart crosses the plate. 11-2.
Now, Mark, from your perspective, you had a Hawkeye view. I mean, right on that comebacker there.
Yeah, I winced at that one because it came right back from that release point. That's a scary thing if you're a pitcher in the big leagues and you see the talent at this level.
Hockey suit.
RBI single for Hamilton, a 9-run lead as Darren Balsley comes out to slow this thing down a little bit.
Hey, not a bad idea. Give him a little bit of a breather.
Colin Ray not just doing it all by himself, of course. He's gotten some help defensively. One of the good defensive plays tonight he made. 1-6-3 double play back in the first inning, and Alexi Amarista, a nice job in the second on a ball hit by DeJesus, and then Will Venable in center field going way back to take one away from Brandon Phillips in the third. Team game. One out, man on first, and Brandon Phillips at the plate. First pitch swinging past Amarista into center field. Hamilton on his way to third, and certainly no way to throw him out. Runners on the corners, one out. Mark Grant made your Major League debut against these Cincinnati Reds.
Well, not these Cincinnati Reds.
Well, I mean, it's the same franchise. It's the same team.
Brandon Phillips would have been like a toddler, maybe. I know what you're saying.
Mark Sweeney, what about your big league debut?
My big league debut was against the Brewers in St. Louis. Actually, sorry, the Cubs against St. Louis. It's all a blur. I've been talking about that because of Colin Ray's. And it's going to be hard to remember a lot of things. Yes, you're going to remember moments, but there's a lot of things that are a blur when it comes to your Major League debut. Even hard to say it.
Hey, Mark, thinking about it, Cardinals, Cubs, that must have been, I mean, not only exciting for you as a player, but the atmosphere.
Yeah, great atmosphere, but also both teams were out of it. But you knew
really?
the intentions of what the series really meant when it came down to Cardinals and the Cubs.
Right.
But I was just worried about that first play, what I was going to do if I was going to swing at the first pitch. A lot of nerves happened.
Well, what did you do?
I struck out.
Really? Who was the pitcher?
Jamie Navarro. Didn't feel comfortable that night.
Hard to imagine you could, honestly. It makes it so amazing when guys do something in that first at bat. Quite an accomplishment. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Schumacher, who's grounded to short and walked in his 2 plate appearances. And he hits that one out to center field. Venable settling underneath of it. Hamilton will tag, come home and score. It's now 11-3 with 2 outs in the 5th. Time to check the Cholula flamethrower. Colin Ray, big league debut. How hot did he bring it? That's a 93 tonight.
93. Mark Sweeney, what do you got?
That's hot sauce. Yeah, I like that. Jesse, you know where I can find a fish taco?
Oh, so many good places around here. And the good thing, Mark, tonight is it's Tuesday, which means it's
Taco Tuesday. I love that.
All around the ballpark, fans enjoying tacos from the concession stand. $1 each.
Can't beat it.
A little Cholula on there. Votto with 2 outs. Take strike 1. One more out for Colin Ray, and he'll be eligible for a win in his major league debut. Good action on that 2-seam fastball.
You know, guys, you see Joey Votto in the batter's box choking up. Last time you saw it, it's not just with 2 strikes, just controlling the barrel of the bat. One of the best hitters in the game, Barry Bonds, definitely choked up to handle the barrel a little bit more. And you see Joey Votto doing the same.
Well, that's a lot, too. I mean, that's just not a couple inches. It's.
Do not see that very often.
Yeah.
That's old school fundamentals, Mark Sweeney.
Yeah, and you know what? I like it. I mean, because it's a commitment to really battle with 2 strikes. He knows the strike zone. We've already talked about how many walks he has, but grinding it out with 2 strikes really takes a commitment.
More walks than anybody else in baseball since the All-Star break. And that is strike 3 call. Another 2-seamer hitting the inside corner. 4 strikeouts for Colin Ray in 5 innings. A couple more runs for the Reds. But the Padres have the big lead in the middle of the 5th. Colin Ray from Cascade, Iowa, making Petco Park his field of dreams tonight. It has been all Padres against the Reds as Yonder Alonso stands in with an 8-run lead leading off the 5th.
Is this heaven?
It's Iowa. It's actually San Diego.
Yeah.
Gets the call. 1-1 to Alonso. Cascade about 2.5 hours away from Des Moines, 3.5 hours away from Chicago. America's heartland. Went to community college in Florida, Colin Ray, and then ended up at Indiana State. The last Padre to make his major league debut, Alex Dickerson, went to Indiana.
In Bloomington.
That's right. Ray out of Indiana State. Same as teammate Clint Barnes.
And if you're just a general sports fan, you hear Indiana State, Sycamores, Larry Bird.
It's the only thing you know. If you know one thing about Indiana State, aside from Colin Ray and Clint Barnes, it's Larry Bird. Broke his bat into center. Hamilton makes the catch, one away. Tonight's game is presented in HD by Sony. Bird and Magic and Barnes and Ray. Matt Kemp, been aboard twice, scored twice. Pretty much everybody in on it offensively for the Padres. Gonna be a good night for pick the stick when all is said and done.
Absolutely.
A lot of points.
But the key is Chris Budden. Who did she pick tonight? And are other people gaining ground on the pick the stick leader?
She's had the big lead most of the summer. But now, you know, into August and September, things will get very serious. Everybody trying to track Chris down. 0-2 to Kemp. And over to Phillips, who was playing him correctly. 2 away. Here in San Diego, we're in the bottom of the 5th. They are still playing back east. The Indians and the Yankees in Cleveland are going to the 15th.
Wow.
Tied at 4. Maybe we'll finish before them. Justin Upton got it done last night. Has gotten it done here again this evening. Walk and a run in his first at bat. RBI double and a run in his second. And his last time up in the 3rd inning, he hit a ball to Todd Frazier at third base, who could not handle it. 2 errors on the play. One by Frazier trying to field the ball. Another by the shortstop to Jesus trying to throw. And 3 runs came in to score. 3 unearned runs. Things breaking the Padres' way tonight. In the air, left field. It is hit high. And right in front of the warning track, Hamilton calls off Schumacher.
What the Kelly leak is going on?
And makes the catch. He's got all kinds of range. And for the first time tonight, the Pods go in order. about to happen. He said, keep your eyes on the game. We did, and then all sorts of good things happened. Jed Jerko, a 2-run single. And Colin Ray in his first major league at bat in the second inning, a leadoff single. That led to more. Yonder Alonso in the second, a 2-run double. He would come in and score because Justin Upton would follow with an RBI double to right field. And then Jed Jerko again, a 2-run homer in the second. The Padres had an 8-0 lead after 2 innings, and they lead it 11-3 as Colin Ray goes to work in the top of the 6th against Todd Frazier.
You couldn't ask for a better script for a major league debut, and young right-hander Colin Ray getting some offense, having some fun in the batter's box as well tonight. Same intensity though. That's the mentality you have to take when you're out on the hill. It's nothing. I need to make good quality pitches here. No walks. No walks. Keep the ball in the yard.
3-0. Out of the chute, a couple changes. Matt Kemp going to get the rest of the night off as Melvin Upton Jr. comes in to play center field, and Will Venable moves from center to right. So Melvin Upton will take Kemp's spot, number 3 in the batting order. And there's a strike. 3-1 to Frazier. Driven in, one of the 3 runs for the Reds tonight. RBI doubled in the 4th. That was a 2-double inning for Cincinnati.
Yeah, we got to give a little love to Joe Thatcher, former Padre, left-handed reliever, Indiana State.
Another Sycamore.
Yeah.
Phillies and the Diamondbacks from Chase Field as Frazier lines that one to left field. Upton comes up with it. Frazier certainly looks content with a single and a leadoff base hit here in the 6th.
Hit pretty sharply, second time in a row that Todd Frazier's got a meaty fastball.
Want to hop in the Wayback Machine together here?
Sure, Mr. Peabody.
1998. Williamsport. That's Todd Frazier. Toms River, New Jersey. And that's one of the great scenes in all of sports.
Oh, you bet. How cool is that?
Pat Murphy coming out. And after 5+, it looks like it could be the end of Colin Ray's Major League debut. But what a night for the 25-year-old from Cascade, Iowa. Pat Murphy takes the ball, and Colin Ray. He's in line for the win, an 8-run lead with a pitching change here in the 6th. his major league debut. Little defense in the first inning, turning the 1-6-3 double play. Got a strikeout. Jay Bruce for his first, couple more. And it wasn't just on the mound that he contributed, because Colin Ray, in his first big league at bat, singled to left center field and would come in to score. There you go.
Wow, that's a great night in the big league for the young right-hander. Five-plus innings, 7 knocks, 3 runs. He's got a lead to work with as he leaves this game. And you know what I was thinking, Jesse? As manager Pat Murphy was going out there, he only threw 75 pitches. He's had an emotional last few days, and I think that takes its toll. So 75 pitches, got him into the 6th, major league debut with the lead. I think that's a good way of saying, you know what, kid, it's a great night in the big leagues. Congratulations on your debut. We'll let the rest of the team take care of things the rest of the way.
Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. And now that you have a true long man out of the bullpen, might as well put him to use. 2 balls and a strike from Despaigne to Jay Bruce, who's 0 for 2. Odrisamer made 17 starts this season, and this is his 6th appearance out of the pen.
The last outing was in Milwaukee back on Thursday. 5 innings, 9 hits. He got roughed around a little bit. 7 runs. But this is a valuable part of any team's bullpen to have a guy like Odrisamer.
Changes the entire dynamic of the way you can manage. Pat Murphy's been asked a lot about that in these last couple of days. Frazier on first, and a 2-2 pitch coming from Despaigne to Bruce. Just missing. 3-2. You know who else went to Indiana State, by the way?
Bob Hope.
Probably not. Tommy John.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's a nice little nugget.
Yeah. John Wooden, also the great UCLA coach.
Cool.
3-2. Fouled off.
Hey, you know why Todd Hutchison has a little hip hop in his step? His daughter and her husband gave birth to a baby girl today, Georgia May Munninger.
Nice.
Born at 10:15 this morning. His first granddaughter. Hutch, congratulations. You're looking at the best trainer in all of Major League Baseball, folks.
Congratulations to Todd and the entire family. That's great.
Congratulations to Mark and Jessica.
Line to second, double play. Said it once, say it twice. That kind of night for the Reds, that kind of night for the Padres.
And we've seen it for the Padres. Offensively, they've hit some balls hard at times. Nothing to show for it. Things are going the Padres' way. 2 quick outs. So hang with them.
Shortstop to Jesus. First pitch swinging and into right center. Melvin Upton Jr. glides over and makes the catch. Despaigne comes out. And it's all coming up Millhouse for the Padres. 11-3 in the middle of the 6th. Peralta, bases loaded. That's a slam. 13-1 Diamondbacks all over the Phillies in the 7th inning. Second career slam for Peralta. As we take a look at the National University standings, National League West and the National League Wild Card. Arizona looking like they'll get back to 500 tonight.
It's a tight race. Wild card. Love the wild card, by the way. Arizona.
They got some good players. We know that.
Hey, in that ballpark, you never know what's going to happen.
Fair enough. It's a weird place.
Yes, it is. House of horrors for the Padres over the years. Tough to win there. Tough win-loss record for the Friar.
Talking about Indiana State a lot tonight. Colin Ray making his major league debut. He himself a Sycamore. Mentioned Tommy John, Larry Bird, some of the other notable alumni. I threw John Wooden's name out there. That was a mistake. He coached there.
Really?
Dick Enberg texting. He coached there. Went to Purdue, another Indiana school. So thank you, Professor.
Yeah.
Good
info.
All over it. Good info. What a career, John Wooden. Jerko takes inside, ball 3. Big night for Jerko. 4 RBIs. 2-run single in the first, 2-run homer in the second. 3-2 is outside, and he's aboard for the 3rd time tonight. Good night for Jerko. Let's check in with Chris Budden.
Well, perhaps Jed Jerko knew that walk was coming because he has this ability to see into the future. Possibly from a tweet that over the offseason, this was from December 18, 2014, said, not enough characters to welcome everyone. Will Myers at Bud Norris, Fedorovich, and the Padres. And then he says, sorry at Bud Norris 25, clicked the wrong Norris. Welcome Derek Norris. Hey, but we'll take you too. And then what do you know? 8 months later? Welcome Bud Norris. Glad to have both of you.
How about that?
I asked Jed Jerko today for the lottery numbers. He said, advice, just don't play it. You're not going to win.
That's great. So in December, Jerko tweeting welcome when all those trades were being made to Bud Norris instead of Derek Norris. And then today, the Padres actually signed Bud Norris. Venable flies out to Schumacher and left. So 2 Norrises now to go along with all the Wills. These are our Fan Diego fans of the game.
Man, life is not complete at a big league ballpark until you have the #1 foam finger. Oh, it just doesn't get any better than that.
One out, runner on first for Austin Hedges. 2 for 3 tonight. Couple of singles, driven in a run. Good night for the old batting average. Dylan Axelrod still out there. Came in to pitch for the Reds back in the 2nd.
Taking one for the team, chewing up some innings.
The old long relief roll. Strike 2. Padres shot out of the gate here tonight. They got 3 in the first inning, added 5 in the second, and then 3 more unearned runs in the third. Got him. 4th strikeout for Axelrod. He's closing in on 80 pitches out of the bullpen. 2 away after the leadoff walk to Jerko. And Alexi takes inside, ball one. Derek Norris did not catch Colin Ray tonight, but still a little bit of a debrief there.
You know what I like about that? First of all, Derek Norris doing all the talking there, and Colin Ray just soaking it all in. But also from a Derek Norris standpoint, in a game like this, him having the night off. I mean, he's been getting beat up behind the plate, right in the grill. But to have a type of lead like this to where, it's a safe bet that he's going to, enjoy the whole night off.
And though he didn't catch Ray tonight, certainly going to have that opportunity moving forward. Kind of work to familiarize with one another. Hedges and Ray know each other from the minors and spring training.
Will Myers looks comfortable.
Yeah, he's hanging out. Working his way back from the wrist injury. Full count to Amarista.
Yeah, look at Will Myers with the Mr. T starter set. Working some bling. I pity the fool.
Runner goes, and nice job by Axelrod stabbing at that one. Amarista done, and that's it for the Padres here in the sixth. They lead 11-3.
Hall of Fame you get inducted into, it means a lot. I mean, that means that, you came and contributed to the organization, and what you contributed, you're getting rewarded for. And so it's a blessing, to go into the Hall of Fame.
Special edition of SD Live coming up tonight, the Hall of Fame edition. Gary Templeton and Benito Santiago sit down with Mike Pomerantz to talk about this past weekend, that great Hall of Fame induction on Saturday for those two Padres. 11-3 Padres as we begin the seventh, and Despagne delivers strike one to the catcher, Tucker Barnhart. Colin Ray, 5+ innings in his big league debut as that curveball is hit to left. Upton, long run coming over, slides, and it lands in foul territory. Justin Upton, all the hustle in an 11-3 game in the seventh inning.
We've seen that before. Got a game break coming up from the Bay Area. Astros, Giants, interleague action.
0-2 to Barnhart, who doubled and scored his last time up. And he hits that one into right field for a base hit. Leadoff single and his second hit of the night.
Okay, so be honest with me, Jesse. Is it still hard for you to see the Houston Astros in the American League?
Yeah, it's weird.
Just checking.
The hopper, Burke Badenhop, up in the bullpen for Cincinnati. You get a pinch hitter here for the pitcher Axelrod. Marlon Bird. Bird started last night's game. Went 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a walk. And that one just misses.
Yes, he did.
Ball and a strike after he's unable to hold up, and Austin Hedges took the worst of that one. He'll take a moment to himself and hand deliver the ball to Despaigne.
Breaking ball down and away.
Edge is back to work, and a 1-1 coming to Bird, who reaches and fouls it away.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
You right over there?
Yeah.
Changes. One-two to Bird.
Nice. Ooh. See how he dropped down on that? Good two-seam action, trying to get that outside part of the plate.
Everything has been away to the pinch hitter Marlon Bird. Barnhart leads off first and away again, a little bit too far.
All 5 pitches just off the corner a little bit.
Got him.
Good slider. Attention Triton fans, join the Padres on Friday, August 21st for your UC San Diego night. Get a UC San Diego themed Padres hat. Enjoy a summer night of baseball as the Padres face the Redbirds. That's the St. Louis Cardinals. First pitch 7:10. Only ticket packages purchased through Padres.com/UCSD. Longer read will include a UC San Diego theme park hat. Padres hats are limited to the first 500 fans, so get your tickets now.
Billy Hamilton with 1 out and a runner on first takes a strike.
Love the Tritons.
It's fun. Padres been doing different theme nights for the different schools.
Hug a Triton. I said it. You see a UC Triton walking down, you know, contributing to society in school and then later in life. Hug a Triton. I said it.
Hamilton swings through that fastball from Despaigne. 0-2. What was your high school mascot?
The Hilltoppers.
Ooh.
School was like on a hill a little bit. How about you, Jesse?
Sharks. Outside, ball 1.
Oh, did your mascot, the Shark, have a nickname?
I don't think so. What was the Hilltopper mascot? Like, did you have a guy? Yeah.
We didn't have one.
Western Kentucky, right? The Hilltoppers. They've got that red guy. Looks like a gumdrop. Big red, I believe. JJ back in action down the right field line. Just gone to the jacket like the pitcher on base.
It's a good looking jacket. Sure you can get that at the gift store.
I'm sure you can. Conveniently located in the bottom floor of the Western Metal Supply Company building. Little battle here between Despagne and Hamilton.
I think this is a great opportunity for Odrisamer, obviously, to get multiple innings in. Get right back up on that hill where he kind of struggled a little bit in Milwaukee, getting knocked around a little bit.
We do a lot of talking about no-hitters around here, with the Padres, of course, still searching for their first. When Cole Hamels no-hit the Cubs last month, Chicago's streak of not being no-hit came to an end. The Cubs had the longest streak of any team since they had last been no-hit. The Reds are now the owners of that streak. They've not been no-hit in over 7,000 games. Got to go back to 1971 when Rick Wise of the Phillies no-hit the Reds at Riverfront.
Rick Wise, that name rings a bell. He was involved in some major trade. That wasn't like the Steve Carlton trade, was it? Cardinals, Phillies?
It was.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always those names that stick out. That's the one that always sticks out to me. Carlton going from the Redbirds to the Phillies.
Later in his career, part of a trade that moved Dennis Eckersley. A couple of Hall of Famers. On the ground to shortstop, hit hard, could be 2, 6, 4. How about that? Billy Hamilton grounds into a double play. Has to be hit hard and handled well. It was 11-3 Padres as we stretch. Belt, not one off of Scott Kazmir, but two home runs for Belt as the Giants have a lead in the 7th inning. Start at the bottom of the 7th year at Petco. Padres in control. Colin Ray making his big league debut in line for the win. And it's just a big party.
Having fun with the little ones. Hard holding back the smiles, and everybody's stretching here as right-hander Burke Badenhop enters his 46th game for the Reds. Strike throwing righty, changeup, fastball, slider. Heavy on the changeup. He's one of those guys that's his main pitch. One of the few pitchers. So when he throws his fastball, it's really not overpowering at all. 87 to 90 on that fastball.
Pitcher spot due up here to lead off the bottom of the 7th, and Brett Wallace is going to hit for this spot yet. Who provided a couple of innings of relief after Colin Ray went 5+. Badenop signed as a free agent with the Reds prior to this season back in February. Came up with the Tigers and was actually sent from Detroit to the Marlins as part of the deal that sent Miguel Cabrera to Detroit. One away as Wallace grounds out. Let's check in with Chris Budden.
Jesse, despite the fact that there are 70-plus family members from Cascade, Iowa, there are some still left back there that are watching this game at a bar called Dagwoods. This was tweeted out from Jesse G.A. Vin 1 from Mother Gavin. Big crowd at Dagwoods for Colin Ray's MLB debut. Hashtag go Padres, spelled Padreas. It is now trending in Cascade, Iowa.
Padres, like his name. Way to go, Jesse Gavin.
I like that. I like that a lot. And you know what? Being from the Midwest, when you see a watering hole like that and everybody gathering, having a good time, that is a good time right there.
Dagwoods. Bet they got a good sandwich.
The Hawkeye State.
Tis. Bud Norris signed today as a free agent. Warming up, might get an opportunity to see him. Two away.
Hey, you know what I just found out? Odrisamer Despaigne just got pinch hit for, correct?
Yes, he did.
You take Odrisamer Despaign's name.
I know where you're going with this.
And you can spell San Diego Padres.
Yes, you can. The letters in his name can spell the team name. Phillips throws Alonso out. And a quick 7th for the Padres. Looks like it's going to be Bud Norris time at Petco.
Of the game, and they're all courtesy of the rookie Colin Ray.
Yeah, and you see him making a great double play. This is when he started breathing easier, and then the fastballs, the curveballs, the cutters, the changeups all came out. What a night in the big leagues. Also adding a knock to the docket.
That was fantastic, and to do it in front of 70-plus family and friends, I can't imagine a more special evening for this young man, Colin Ray. So when Mark and I see on Padres Live, the postgame show brought to you by Cox Communications, we'll have more Ray highlights, a lot of offense tonight by the Padres, so we'll have all that covered for you. You're going to hear from Colin Ray's family, dad in particular. You already heard from his wife and his mother, so we've got you covered. A to Z with Ray in between. Plus, we'll take you around the league, show you the highlights there. So all that and more, guys, coming up tonight after the final out. Jesse and Mark.
Thank you very much, guys. Plenty of highlights. That'll be a fun postgame show.
Lot to talk about. A great night at Petco Park for everybody in attendance. And pick the stick. Jesse, what do you got for an update?
Man, it's somebody should have taken Jed Jerko. That's what I've got for the update. 11 points just left out there. Learned the lesson the hard way. Pomerantz, the only one being held off the board here tonight.
That's too bad.
But Norris on to make his Padres debut. Signed as a free agent today. You see the numbers with the Orioles. Chris Budden told you earlier in the night he had this bronchitis or whatever it was earlier in the season. He lost 16, 17 pounds and was never really himself. But a guy that's got a big league track record of having success, and he was a big part of that Orioles team last year.
No question about it. And that's the one thing that that was a great report that Chris gave us earlier regarding that. You know, that takes so much out of you, so much life, physically, mentally, the whole shebangy bang. And if he gets healthy, who knows? Final 6 weeks of the season or so, 7 weeks, get some innings, who knows what's going to happen?
Might as well give it a shot.
Sure.
And they said before the game today that he'll be a 1 inning at a time guy for now. Kind of build him up, stretch him out, and see where things go over the long term. Another option for Pat Murphy. Day game tomorrow. You saw James Shields will be on the mound. 12 o'clock on Fox Sports San Diego. Another way back Wednesday. That means we get to see some more fun stuff on the video board with the guys' headshots. Remember last time they had all the different movies and TV, that kind of thing. We'll see what they have in store tomorrow.
Looking forward to it.
Norris delivers a fastball high to Skip Schumacher, who's 0 for 1 tonight.
So are they going to have to go B Norris and D Norris now on the unis?
I don't believe they have.
I don't think they will either.
Figure if they would. If they were going to, they would have for tonight. One's a pitcher, one's a position player, so it's kind of a little more simple. It's a style choice.
I think Derek Norris, I think he should go Vita Blue and Ichiro. Just go Derek on the back of the uni. How sweet would that be? Derek.
Could go nickname on the back, Norrisaurus Rex. We could jam that in there like Saltalamacchia. 2-2. Well, in the clubhouse, that does make it easier because Derek Norris, of course, has that Norrisaurus Rex nameplate.
I've always liked the delivery of Bud Norris. Look at the front side, tucks that glove, gets up on top, good extension, really good extension. High backside, watch the foot come up.
2-2 to Schumacher, and he struck him out. This is what Bud Norris said before tonight's game about getting this opportunity.
It meant a lot. It really did. I got to go home for a couple of days and kind of gather all my thoughts and everything else. Had an amazing run with Baltimore last year, but got sick and battled some things. But honestly, to get another opportunity and to come play this game that I love here in San Diego on the West Coast near my family and everything else is truly a blessing in disguise. So I'm just excited to hear it. I just want to do my part and help these guys, and anything can happen in the last 2 months.
I like them already. You know why?
Why?
Long answers.
For your interviews.
Yeah.
You're speaking selfishly.
Seems like a good kid.
Yeah, no, he seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
Came up with the Astros. Made his big league debut in Houston.
When I saw him with the Astros, a Bulldog came to mind when he was out on the hill against the Padres. That's the one thing that came to mind for me.
Always a good way to describe a pitcher. From like a fan standpoint, you want your guy to be a Bulldog out on the mound. Votto's got the double, but he's also grounded into a double play and struck out. But Norris working at the top 3 in the Cincinnati batting order here in the 8th. He got Phillips, he got Schumacher. Now he's trying to finish off Votto. 0-2. Just got a piece, little check swing as he humped it up to 95.
But also keeping things simple by going from the stretch out of the bullpen. Manny Parra, the left-hander, heating up for the Reds.
Michael Lorenzen started this game for Cincinnati, went just an inning and a third, allowed 7 runs. Dylan Axelrod with long relief. Burke Badenhop pitched a 1-2-3-7. 0-2, and he got it. Blew a 95-mile-per-hour fastball right by him, and a couple of strikeouts in his Padre debut for Bud Norris. GMC, precision matters. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. Padres with the big lead as the brothers Upton prepare to hit back-to-back here in the 8th. Melvin Upton Jr. with his first at bat of the night after coming in to play defense in the 6th inning. And Justin and Jed Jerko against the lefty Manny Parra.
You know, I look at that picture of the brothers Upton, and it's just amazing to me. Two brothers playing in the big leagues on the same team. Well, they're going to have to face Manny Parra as they're getting ready to go to Hacken. Manny Parra's been around a while. The left-hander, fastball, slider, splitter. Low to mid-90s. And you know what? This might be one of those situations where it's late. Down by 8, the Reds. He kind of has to work on his control a little bit because Parra can get a little wild.
He's had some trouble staying healthy this year. A couple of stints on the disabled list. This will be his 4th appearance since his latest return from the DL. And a sprained left elbow. Melvin takes strike 1. Fastball on the outside corner.
I'd like to see the Upton brothers go back-to-back jacks.
Be fun. Saw Melvin as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning last night. He popped a 3rd. Sweeping breaking ball hits the outer edge. 0-2. Melvin at the plate. Justin on deck. Padres with an 8-run lead in the 8th. Oh, 2. And he fouls it hard down the right field line, but out of play. James Shields tomorrow, way back Wednesday. Padres will be back in those brown and orange uniforms. Join us beginning at noon on Fox Sports San Diego. And a day off on Thursday and off to Denver. Just 3 against the Rockies before returning home.
That's the hat I like right there.
Which one?
It's got the one with the
4
lid.
hats.
It's got the little bit of the orange right there. Just a little trim of orange bordering the brown SD. And I love the panel.
Hard on the ground to DeJesus. Shortstop throws. Melvin Upton out. 1 away.
Hey, as promised earlier in the game, we have tonight's T-Mobile Strongest Fan photo. Tweet your photo using the hashtag #SDDataStrongFan for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast. And it's brought to you by our good friends at T-Mobile.
Terry's got the foam finger.
Hey, Terry Wood. She's a Madre.
Love the Madres.
Love the Madres. She's been with the Madres for years and years and years. One of the most faithful Padre fans out there. Thank you, Terry.
Nice picture. She's got the old camo jersey, the foam finger.
Yeah.
Looks happy. Justin Upton 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Scored a couple of runs. Homered last night. Homered Sunday against the Phillies. His next home run at Petco Park will establish a new single-season record in this building. Again to Jesus at shortstop. And he takes care of both Uptons. 2 away. Big night for Jed Jerko, who's coming up. First at bat, that's a 2-run single. Nice way to get things going in the first inning. Second at bat, 2-run bomb.
You know, the one thing I liked about that first at bat, bases were loaded. He got the breaky ball. It's almost like he went out and got that and anticipated a good at bat and then just crushed that home run.
You like that hat?
I really like that hat right there. That looks like Mark Parent a little bit. Former Friar backstop.
Keep it score.
Hey, the Upton brothers didn't homer back-to-back, but they grounded to short back-to-back.
Yes, they did. So you had Melvin
They hit
Upton
the ball
Jr.
hard.
grounding to Ivan DeJesus Jr. That was a thing that happened.
Hold on, I'm getting a text.
Jerko little chopper, and in the shift, that's Brandon Phillips, the second baseman, throwing him out. And 3 ground ball outs for the second consecutive inning. We'll go to the 9th, 11-3 Padres. Against Raisel Iglesias. Join us at high noon. First pitch at 12:40. Another rookie starter for the Cincinnati Reds. That'll be, 14 straight games that the Reds will have started a rookie pitcher. James Shields, not a rookie, but was very entertaining in the dugout earlier tonight as we revisit our keys to the game. Brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers, Mark Grant and Mark Sweeney, right? You combined on these? What'd you come up with?
Sure we did. Debut to remember for Colin Ray. 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. First major league hit and run. So great job by the rookie right-hander. And Rock, the Reds rookie, Michael Lorenzen, they certainly did that. Inning and a third, 7 hits. He gave up 7 earned runs. He faced 13 batters in an inning and a third. I would say that means that they rocked the Reds rookie.
I think you and Sweeney nailed it. That teamwork that you guys had working together, masterful. Should do that more often. Frank Garces on for the 33rd time, called back up again this week, and the lefty delivers to Todd Frazier. 2 for 3 with an RBI double and a single tonight. He certainly did rock the rookie. Lorenzen unable to get out of the second inning. Third separate stint for Garces this year. He's got Frazier, then Bruce, then DeJesus scheduled here in the ninth. Frazier with the stare and the swing, and that's a foul ball. 1-2. We talk about the show that he put on in the Home Run Derby last month at Great American Ballpark, and every time I think about that, I think about next July and this place for the Home Run Derby.
It's going to be rocking.
It's going to be so much fun. The All-Star Game coming to Petco Park, and start thinking about homers going out to the beach and right center. Of course, the Western Metal Building down the left field line. Very much looking forward to it. Choo-choo to Frazier. Way high. Full count, and the 3-2 pitch is fouled off again. Frazier in the Home Run Derby, of course, he put on such a show, but a big part of what made that so fun was the new Home Run Derby format, which will be back in 2016. The 4 minutes,
I love it.
The head-to-head, timer, the clock, all of it.
You can take a little bit of a timeout too, right?
Yeah, catch your breath.
And Frazier just got it under the wire to seal the deal.
It was a buzzer beater
in front of the hometown crowd,
like Larry Bird at Indiana State. Hits that one a ton, and he might be measuring it up for next year. Todd Frazier right to the Western Metal Building. His 28th of the season. He is one back of Bryce Harper for the lead in the National League. I guess that's what we were talking about. 11-4.
Todd Frazier has hit the ball very well the last 3 at-bats. First time up this evening, flew out to right field. Hit the ball very well for a double in the 4th, a single in the 6th, and now a home run. All mistakes. And when you make a mistake to a guy like that, doesn't matter if he's in a slump, he'll find that swing. But once again, I will go back to saying this, Jesse. To have the lead that the Padres do and give up a mistake like that, and it doesn't hurt the Padres.
Big swing on a curveball from Bruce, and in shallow right, Jerko measures it up, makes the catch. You saw the reaction of the Cincinnati dugout there for Frazier, and look, they know the score of the game, but this guy's been ice cold since the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game, so probably a big relief to hit a ball like that.
Hey, and his teammates are happy for him because they want him to get going. I mean, they're 21 and a half games out, but still, they want to see their teammate do well. Want to see everybody do well down the stretch. He's been a lot to this team, kind of the heart and soul of the team. What he's done in the Reds uniform, everybody's happy in that dugout for Todd Frazier.
First out here in the ninth. DeJesus takes slow from Garces. Yeah, whatever success the Reds are going to have moving forward, you got to figure Todd Frazier is going to be in the middle of it.
Yep.
And Walt Jocketty, their general manager, he's got his work cut out for him. We were talking about this a little bit last night with some of the contracts that they've got, and they'll have some work to do this offseason.
They have a lot of money tied up. And you know what? I'll be quite honest with you, to be frank. I don't really I don't like to talk payroll that much.
Sure.
It's just, you know.
Nice job over at first base by Alonso, 2 away.
But there are certain clubs who are in certain situations to where they're hamstrung and their hands are tied. Hey, they're owed. Guess how much is owed to Votto, Bailey, and Phillips?
A ton.
$300 million is tied up to those three players. There's Kevin Towers on the left, Walt Jocketty on the right, Randy Smith from the Padres standing up. Walt Jocketty in the glasses on the right, the general manager of the Cincinnati Reds. And Kevin Towers on the left, a consultant for an advisor for the Reds.
Tucker Barnhart. First pitch swinging, lines one into right field for a base hit. That's his third hit of the night. And this thing's still going with the Reds down to their final out. Jason Bourgeois will pinch hit for the second straight night. This is the number 8 spot, the pitcher spot in the batting order. Excuse me, Bourgeois pinch ran last night in the 8th, and he takes a strike from Frank Garces. Well, as long as this one ends reasonably, Colin Rea, the story, in line for the win in his major league debut. Singled in his first at bat, scored a run. Bourgeois to deep left. Justin Upton will watch it go over the wall, a 2-run shot. Second home run of the inning for the Reds. Now 11-6.
We talked about many times not giving away at bats, especially in a game like this. You hang a breaking ball lefty into a righty, and he's going to make you pay. That ball going right into the swing path of Bourgeois. Au revoir.
That's the first pinch hit home run this season for the Reds.
You know what's amazing about that ballpark? You mean to tell me a pinch hitter has not come in that ballpark for the Reds in Cincinnati and not hit a home run?
That's what I mean to tell you. Five-run game with 2 outs in the 9th. Billy Hamilton, 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a couple of ground outs, including a double play his last time up. Not an easy guy to turn 2 against with the speed. Nicely done by Amarista, Jerko, and Alonso. And Despaigne, the pitcher. Now the Reds down to their final strike. On the ground at third, Brett Wallace has it roll up on him and go into left. Hamilton aboard with 2 outs. Brett Wallace just into the game. He pinch hit in the 7th. Stayed in to play third. His first chance.
It's the second hop. Tries to play in front of him, in front of his chest. Lost it. Maybe takes it off the chest. Right on the line. Ball ate him up. Oh, this is what you don't want, to get another arm up in the bullpen in a situation like this.
Brandon Phillips takes down and in. He is the 7th man to hit for the Reds here in the 9th inning. They've scored 3 runs. Todd Frazier led the inning off with a solo homer. Bourgeois a pinch hit 2-run homer. Hamilton goes and he'll take second base on indifference. And just in case this thing becomes a save situation, Craig Kimbrell, who picked up number 32 last night, gets going in the Padre bullpen. Just missing to Phillips. 3-0. Official score, by the way, is decided E5 on the ball hit by Billy Hamilton. Ball 4. Darren Balsley, Frank Garces going over things.
Well, not a safe situation yet. If they get one more base runner, it would be, because right now, as we speak, the tying run is in the hole. Tying run's going to be on deck in order for it to be in. You hate to see it get ugly like this in a game like this in the ninth.
Colin Ray started, went 5+. Espana, couple innings, allowed just a hit. But Norris, a 1-2-3 eighth inning with a couple of strikeouts in his Padre debut. Frank Garces running into trouble here in the ninth. And there's strike one to Skip Schumacher.
Outfield plan to go the other way, kind of on the shallow side.
No swing, according to third base umpire Tony Randazzo. What remains of a crowd of 26,588. Not happy.
Oh my goodness gracious! If he hits it, it's a double.
As always. Big sweeping strike, 1-2. And once again, the Reds down to their final strike. On the ground to first base. Alonso takes it himself. And Colin Ray wins his major league debut thanks in part to some big-time run support. An 11-6 win for the Padres. They go for the sweep tomorrow afternoon. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomerantz, what have you got?
When we see you in a post-game show, guys, we're going to talk Colin Ray for sure. You're going to hear from his family, 70 strong, to see him pick up his first big league win and his first major league hit. All that plus Pat Murphy in moments.